Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aaron. This is Aaron's Aquatics, and today we are gonna make a shrimp trap. So a shrimp trap. What exactly is this? Why would you want to do it? What is the point? The point is that coming up here shortly, I'm going to be doing my very first shipment of shrimp. I need to stop using all these words. Anyways, my first shipment is going to be going to a good friend of mine and YouTuber, Bare Necessities. Link in the description below. The guy's freaking awesome. He and I have known each other for years, so I'm doing him a solid, so you would say. Anyways, so this video will cover very quickly a 3 to 4 step process on how to make your own shrimp trap. And I've already got it going right here in the tank. It is doing very well already. Got lots of shrimp in there, but I just put it in there. You need to go see the first part, and then we'll come back here by the power of YouTube to see how well this trap has done. So I'll see you guys shortly. Okay, let's just go ahead and jump right into this. I'm gonna be showing you the different supplies that you're gonna need. You probably already have a lot of them, but the first one I wanna go over is my Loctite super glue. Now I've used this on a lot of different projects. This stuff is fantastic. It is tank safe, which is the biggest plus to this. I don't know if it's reef safe, so be careful about using it in your reef. It should be, maybe, but you know, go do your research. So we're gonna be using that. You can, instead of this, if you want, you can use twine, fishing line, stuff like that. That can also work, but a little bit harder. Up next, we have 2 water bottles. You can do this with 1. You don't have to do it with 2. Maybe I'll do another project to show you later how you can do it with 1. These are actually different brands, and because of that, they're not quite the same. So this might be a little bit more challenging, but same concept applies. Hopefully you guys have 2 of the same water bottles. I'm just using what I got lying around. Next, you'll need a pair of scissors. These scissors are terrible. They actually should burn in a fire. They're the worst scissors ever. And a X-Acto knife. An X-Acto knife may help. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be using it. It would just be nice to know that I at least have it on hand. I use this for Gundam models.
Nerd alert!
So any of you guys who like doing Gundam models, I mean like, or any kind of model hobbying, that's what I use this for. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So step 1 is going to require either scissors or an X-Acto knife. I'm gonna go ahead and use the X-Acto knife in this case, just because to me, it's a lot more simple. What you're gonna wanna do is look for the line where the dip ends right here, and go ahead and start cutting along that line. So for me, if you can see right here, that's about here. So see, look, an X-Acto knife cuts right through it. Super simple. You can do this with scissors. It's not as easy, but it's definitely doable. I mean, this is super thin plastic. Okay. And pull it off. Okay, not the best job I've done. However, through the power of YouTube, I've already done the other one. This looks a hell of a lot better than that first one, but that's really step 1. Super simple so far. Let's move on. Okay, before we move on, I wanna say that you can stop right here and make yourself 2 shrimp traps for the price of 1. And what I'm basically saying is, all you really have to do is take 1 set of this, add in your the head of the plastic bottle to the top. You've now created a trap at the bottom for the shrimp to go through. You can put a little bit of food in there, and then this is basically it. You're gonna wanna super glue the inside of it, and that's done. But that's not the method that we're gonna be doing. For people like me who have 2 shrimp tanks, that method actually could be really good. But right now, I only wanna catch shrimp from 1 tank, so let's move on to the next step of this project. Okay, for the second step, we're gonna do basically the same thing, except we're gonna do it on the other end, the flip side. So let's go ahead and start cutting. You're basically gonna want to get not quite near the very bottom, but close enough, because our goal is to take the 2 halves that we've already cut, put one at the top of this, and the other on this end. And so what that should allow us to do is create a 2-step, take these 2 pieces, and they should be able to fit in just like that. So that's pretty much it. So make sure, so at the beginning, cut off the top, cut off the bottom, and we can move on to step 3. For the last step of this project, what you're gonna wanna do is take the 2 end pieces, fit them on the top and on the bottom, and super glue them in. Now, I'm gonna show you real close to the camera. You see how these two ends right here, they're meeting in the center? You don't want that. If you have a larger bottle, that's great, and it might not be a problem, but if you look straight through, basically the shrimp will get in, go out through this side, and just go out the other side. That's not what you want. So what you can do is shift the inside a little bit, so you can see they're kind of offset, but we're not breaking the seal, and there you go. So they can come in from this side, and they can come in from this side. So let's go ahead and super glue this in.
Two hours later.
Okay, so the trap is done. I mean, that was super simple. It takes all of 5 to 10 minutes. It's real easy, and it's potentially reusable. I mean, you can do this with household items, simple. So what I wanna do real quick is to test it out. So let's go upstairs. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in the tank. First thing that you're gonna wanna do though is take a little bit of food and put it inside your trap. I mean, this trap is worthless without that little bit of food. So let's go ahead and submerge it. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out, otherwise it's going to be a very short-lived trap. I'm actually going to move this temporarily. You are in the way. Shrimpy, get out! You don't belong in there. This is not your home. Thank you. Okay, actually, you know, I'll take some time to clean that too. All right, I've got a little bit of air in here. Come out. There we go. A little bit of air escapes. So I got a hole in there. That's fine. Come on, shrimp, move, please. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna leave this here. Actually, I kind of want to bury it a little bit. There, just a tiny bit. Okay, so this is actually, it's not quite sunk all the way. Let me show you real quick. Just gonna wipe off my hands. So, if you look right here, it is sitting on the substrate. They should have access to both sides. They're already checking it out. Pretty curious little dudes. As you can see, they're definitely checking it out. So I will come back to this shortly and we will see the progress. And that's really all there is to it. This trap is easy to make, it's cheap to make, anyone can do it as long as you got a couple household items and a spare bottle or two lying around. Just so you know, this is the first part of a small mini series, I won't even want to call it that, of my first shipment. The next video that should be coming out will include the boxing and the shipment of these shrimp. So hopefully you guys can stay tuned if you ever thought about sending livestock or shrimp. This is both applicable to that. So catch the next video. If you guys want to keep up to date, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But besides that, my name's Aaron. This is Aaron's Aquatics. See you next time.